Hi, everybody. How is everybody doing? See, we have one person in the chat. Hello to the one person in the chat. I hope everybody's doing well. I had to tell my mother I was going live. You may have heard some of my mother's phone call with her friend. So I had to let my mother know that I was going live. So as some of you have guessed, I'm still waiting for my Baby Yoda pen to come. I have gotten a new diamond painting pen from Stephanie Sebastian. This one is called Hearts on Fire. Hi, Michelle. How are you? This one is called Hearts on Fire by Stephanie Sebastian. I left the link where you can purchase a pen. But sometimes she drops them during the week. Sometimes she drops them. Most of the time, she'll do the pen drop on Sunday now. And so then she posts a bunch of pens that she's made. So this one is called Hearts on Fire. I am good. Actually, we did finish that diamond painting pen. So if anybody wants to know, this is my cleanup area. So some of you may see the painting in there in the back, but it's too small for that area. I think I need a bigger painting for that area. So just that I put it there. So I did finish it and I did frame it. So if anybody's wondering, I don't know why it's autofocusing, but it is autofocusing. I do not have my Baby Yoda pen yet. So please don't ask me about the Yoda pen because I don't have it yet. But it is on its way. So that is done. Then what I did, because with some of these pens, I don't have names on them. So what I started to do with the spray markers, because, and I'm going to discuss what I did with the spray markers. Remember I did that swatch? Oh, that was what I did with the swatch. Because I had done the swatch, so I know what all the colors are. I took some of my, some of the little tabs that I have on the diamond painting, and I put on them what the color names are on the things with the sprays. Oh, that's so good that you got to see your father, Michelle. So what I did was I put some names on them because I was doing a color by number. So I needed to know what names they were on the pens. So rather than me always go, oh, what's color number 29 in the swatch book? So that's why I get to know what colors I'm using when I use the sprays. See, this is the only thing that I don't like about the sprays. The other thing I don't like is the nibs. The smaller nib does not work as well as the big nib. The big nibs work great, but these small ones are really hard. So I have to sometimes shake them when I use the small nib, because it seems like the small nibs don't really work that well. You know what I mean? But other than that, they work good. So it's just a nib issue with this. They got to improve their small nibs. So we are going to continue working in the Disney Princess book today. So I think I need a bigger picture there because it doesn't feel like it fills that area enough. Oh, that's great. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear your father isn't doing that well. Remember that he'll be in my prayers, Michelle. You know, I wish your father all the, you know. So we'll do the leaf here. This is the color pencil. Now, some people are giving the Arteza pencils very bad reviews. Now, I'm going to say something about the Arteza pencils. They're okay. They're not great. I know some people love them. But here's the thing. People have been testing them with water. They're not really watercolors. I don't know why people think they're watercolors, but they're not watercolors. Remember that. They're not. This is the Holbein Rose. I think I'm going to be buying a few more Holbeins just to supplement the colors I don't have, you know, and it's nothing bad about the pastel set. So. Hold on, guys. So I wanted you guys to be aware that I did hang that painting up, the mermaid. But I feel like it's too tiny to go there. But remember, you can switch out your paintings as you need to switch them out. This is what I feel personally that. You know, it's this whole situation is sad. You know, I would have come on sooner had I not had to eat lunch. And me and my mother had some Indian food for lunch. We had chicken and rice over rice. There's still some left, you know. So we might heat that up for dinner. You know, you get tired of eating the same things over and over again. You know, you want to do watercolors, and yet they're testing them with water, and they're not water soluble. If you want to test the water, they have watercolors. You know, here's the thing: they're not meant to be water soluble pencils, and I really don't think that's fair to test them in water. If you were going to test anything in water, you should test the watercolor pencils. They have watercolor pencils. Like, where are they? The watercolor pencils. It's just ridiculous. Hold on. You know, here they are. Here's the watercolor artises. No, you can tell that they're watercolors. Looking for one that has that little paintbrush. See, these are the watercolor ones. And they'll have the little paintbrush. Most of the times, the watercolor pencils is that they do the watercolors with the paintbrush, or they have a drop of water. Like, you know, the ink test has water in it. But these have little paintbrushes. Water pencils have water brush markings on them, meaning that they're water soluble. Pencils that do not have the water solubles are not water soluble. It's just ridiculous to me. Like, they're trying to make the company look bad. It's just ridiculous not to make a company. You know, I'm annoyed because I buy a lot of products from a lot of different places, and I don't think those reviews are fair to the company. You know, because there are some of us who understand those are not water soluble pencils. Keep that in mind. When they're water soluble, they have markings on them. Thank you, Dan. Exactly. You know, what I did today, what I did the last 2 days, well, was I wrote down some goals for next month, and then I wrote down the 10 books to finish. Like, you know, I forgot which books I did, so I rewatched my video, and then I wrote down what are my 10 books to finish for the year. Exactly, like people aren't thinking that if you want to use watercolor pencils, thank you, Dan. You cannot like the colors. I wouldn't even try these with water because they're not meant to be a watercolor soluble pencil. You know what I mean? Like if I want to do watercolor pencils, then I use watercolor pencils, and I use a different book that's water based. You know, I don't like that they're doing that with the pencil because they're not water soluble pencils. I don't understand why they want to make a company look bad by giving the company unfavorable reviews. And here's the rose. This is a really pretty red. This is rose. But you know, I made actually 10 books to finish. I wrote down the listing of all the books. I went to Starbucks this morning. You don't have a mobile app, Dan? And then I wrote down some goals for March and DP, and so I showed you the picture that I finished of the mermaid. I just think it's too small. That's a personal opinion, you know. When we're done with the leaves and the red, I'll put the glitter. I have to do the outline of this, the window. Then we'll do the stars, but I want to do that in glitter, but I want to put that in last in the picture. So here's some of my March goals, if anybody's interested in my March goals, to hear what some of them are. Well, if you have the app, then you can order ahead rather than and just pick it up when you go to the drive-through and say you have a mobile app. What you can do is just go boom, boom, boom with the app, and then you set up the app, you set up a card, and then you get stars. And with the stars that you acquire, you can sometimes get money off your purchase. The paper is really good in this book. I will not lie. I like the paper in this book. Hello, and we are coloring Disney princesses. We are coloring from this one. The Art of Coloring. How are the folks, and how are the cats, and how are the parents, Miss Anne? I miss seeing Kenji and Oliver in videos. I'm kind of very glad that you moved all the stuff into one channel. It makes it easier for me to catch your videos when I get a chance in just one place. And that's all of our cats are pretty. Yeah, it's clover green. I know for you it's been like really hard, Michelle. I can't even imagine dealing with what you're dealing with right now. Then I got to get this sharper. And I did order the call. It's not stupid. It's evil. It's an evil disease. It really is. I didn't want to bring it up in case you brought it up. So I only put this tag in so I would know where I was with the coloring in it. But we have goals to do next month. I do want to finish a medium-sized diamond painting next month. That's one of my goals. Oh, I think it's been one of those years that's been hard for a lot of people, like with all the stuff that the world has had to deal with. It's just tough. But I'm glad that, during this time that I've had the good fortune of having the internet. So, I don't feel like my social life has changed that a lot. And so that's really a nice thing on China to do the blue and white. I think when I was younger, my grandmother had a set that was blue and white. Do you know that I got my mother a multicolor set of blues, and I think a couple of the cups are like lighter blues, and I think one of the mugs that I bought her for Christmas is white. Yeah, but it was really funny. I bought an item for my mother to help my mother with some of the cleaning. So they told me on the 7th that the package didn't come until I think I ordered it on the 5th or the 4th, and it didn't come till last night. Yeah, they said because it was delayed a few days. So I was like, give it a few more days, and if it doesn't come out, they'll probably issue me a refund because I haven't gotten the item. So I was a little upset that it took so long to get there. Really, I'm streaming. That's my uncle's voice. See, but you can't. That's really screwed up, Michelle. They should never have put him in there without doing a COVID test on the people that were there already. They should never have done that because they knew that. And it was just irresponsible of those people to do that. I think that was incredibly irresponsible. That's like almost like a death sentence if you have to send somebody to a rehab center. Now, they shouldn't be doing that without doing serious testing. You know what? I'd be so scared to send my loved one to any kind of center. Thank you, Miss Anne. So I was really happy. I haven't gotten my new baby Yoda pen. Yes, I got a baby Yoda pen. I have some goals for next month. So here are some of my goals for next month. I wrote down a bunch of goals. You know how some people write when you see their finished pages video, they have set up all these prompts. So here's what I want to do next month. I don't have to do all of these, but it would be nice to do some of them. One, complete one Daria song picture. Do one Millie Murata pic. One Kirby book. One Kirby picture. One picture from the ink house. Complete one whip from any book. Complete one medium-sized diamond painting. One picture from an untouched book. One Jade Summer. One Ava Brown. One Color in Heaven magazine book. Now, this is not Creative Haven, so keep that in mind. One Hannah Lynn book. Use my fine liners more. Color in my Asian coloring books, at least 2 of them. One Demeter Victoria book. One April Amber book. Use pastels on one picture. Color in 2 of the 10 books you want to finish for 2021 tag. One Creative Haven book that isn't Rose Windows. Have a stream. Viewer's choice. Number 20. Use my Blick colored pencils. Yes, Blick has colored pencils. So I've decided to do that as a prompt for March. Now, I'm probably not going to get all those goals done, but knowing how many pictures that I color in a month, I probably could. I see so many people do these prompts on their own finished pages that makes me want to do it. And I don't know why it is auto-focusing, because before I started the stream, I made sure that I went into my thing. I think those are great goals because it gets me to do some of the older books, and then it gets me to do some of the lesser known books. Well, today I woke up really late, so I'm like, and I was supposed to cook pancakes, but it was so late when I got up today. I'm like, I didn't get up till like 10:45 this morning, and I've been getting up at like 9. Now I like to get up around 10. My mother likes to get up at 9, which is early. And yesterday morning, my mother claims that she got up at 7 a.m. So I'm like, she is the early riser. Today I got up first. So I got dressed, went out, and got my stuff today. So I think it's important to have goals when you're coloring. I can't do anything about the autofocus, so I apologize for that. And to people who are watching this stream back. I think having goals will keep me focused on things that I need to do. And I very much would like to finish 10 books, but if I even finish 5, I consider that a thing. Oh, and this, and I rebought Secret Garden because, that was the first coloring book I ever bought. So I rebought it so I could work in it again, And I figured, you know what, because it was my first book, I had used the very cheap pencils, You do what all beginners do, use what you have. Well, I think if I focus on goals rather than doing what I want to do, I still can do goals, but I think goals will keep me more, balanced, because I'm not very balanced according to my mother, but that's just my mother's opinion. But I am goal focused. In the beginning of the stream, I showed this, and I blame Miss Ann for this purchase. So Miss Ann knows which picture I'm talking about. That's the roses. That's my bed. See that one in the back, Miss Ann? That's the one that you enabled. That's the mermaid. See, the one downstairs is the painting in my living room. So that's the loft area. That's where I keep all the finished books for the month when I'm done that. But in the ottoman is where I keep all the stored diamond paintings that I haven't yet done. Yes, I finished her. You're the one that enabled that. So keep that in mind. Well, Anne is the mistress of enabling. She enables. So you know what the enabled. I blame her, and I'll tell you who started my diamond painting addiction. Miss Shalene, Rachel Ray, Miss Coffee. Oh, please. If not for Miss Ann, I wouldn't have a lot of coloring books. Like none of my Christina McAllister's from the Magical Beauties. I wouldn't have gotten into markers without her. I wouldn't have even tried using markers before her. Remember, I was a pencil girl. That's okay. Hopefully we'll be back here. I was a pencil girl way before. Remember that. It's always the fun, right? We get busy phone calls, So Miss Ann has enabled a lot of things. I started seeing Shalene, Nick and Tina, Rachel Ray, Miss Coffee. I think one of the first things I got introduced was Miss How did I get introduced to Rachel Ray? I can't remember. I think it was either through Shalene or Miss Coffee. I know Miss Shalene. No problem, Miss Ann. Thank you for enabling so many wonderful things in my life. And I hope to see your cats in more videos again. Say hello to the folks, and I hope everybody stays safe. You know, me and my mother, we enjoy food. We enjoy things, you know. But my mother's been staying in more because, you know, I get worried about things like taking the train and things like that, you know. Because where I live, the trains are now getting very dangerous. And I hate to say this, but crime is up tremendously by where I live. I don't think I have any more flowers. Oh. And these are the budget-friendly pencils. But remember, it's like, you know, you have to be cognizant of where you live or where your surroundings are, you know. I was asked recently by one of my old friends if I would be willing to bowl this year, and I go, first of all, I can't right now, you know, because that's a risk to me, you know, because I'd have to literally put together a bag. I literally have to train for that, you know, literally I have to be physically ready to bowl. And I have not been physically ready to bowl for a long time, but, you know, I did used to bowl. He said he wanted me as a sub, and I go, I can't right now because, you know, I have to, you know, I would have to travel very far away. Well, it's not that far. It's another borough, but, you know, I would take the train to get there. But even still, you know, then because crime is up, you know, you have to be all like hyper vigilant. And then I'm also carrying a bowling bag, you know. And that's really heavy to carry because you got your bowl, your shoes in there, other things you need for bowling. So, you know, I also have to physically train for that. You know, and I would have to go to practice to do that. So I told them no. And also, you know, there's the COVID too that's going around. You know, and I live with my mother who's very much older than me, so she's in a much more vulnerable place, you know. It isn't her turn yet to get the virus, so the vaccination, but they told but one thing they say is down this year is flu. Remember, we still got to color this. Then we got to color all the stars. They have 1 star here, 1 star here, 3, 4, 5 stars that count. Anybody see any other stars? So we got 3, 4, 5, 6 stars to color. So there's still a lot to color. I was so hoping I would get my Yoda pen, but you know. So what has everybody been doing? Diamond painting, coloring? Okay. Now we can put these away. This is my favorite case. I love this case. This is where I'm keeping my colors. But these sharpen really quickly, but these are very good pencils, so that's what I'm keeping the colors in. What I'm keeping the Holbeins in. I don't have many of them, but I do have enough. So, that in mind. Someone asked me, what are these? These are for Farbins. I love these. By chance? Anybody ever wonders what they are? This is number 51. Oh, I need dark blue. Like a reddish purple. No, I don't have the color in there. I know what I need. Oh, yum, yum. I have a lemon loaf waiting for me tonight. Here's a blue. What are you using now? This is cobalt blue. Middle cobalt blue. These are luminance. No, I had the full set until they came up with the new colors. I have not gotten any of the new colors, just because I think they're very, to me, I thought they were a little heavy point on the price. This is a personal opinion. It's not to say that the people who have them are wrong. I just thought the price point was a little high for me, personally. Now, other people are going to say they're wonderful and they're worth the price, but that's their opinion. And I'm not going to say anybody's opinion is wrong because that's their opinion. It's not necessarily my opinion. So I'm thinking, what color should we do the stars? What color should we do the stars? I'm not really sure yet. That's the thing. They're all beautiful. All the diamond art clubs are beautiful. I don't think yellows works with it. Yellow doesn't work with that. I'm thinking silver. Silver always works. Now, some people would say white, but purplish red. This is a lot of this book, actually. I will say this about this book. This book is lovely. It just has so many lovely colors in it. When you go live, it's so different. These are my luminance pencils, if anybody's wondering what the wood pencils are. These are a good pencil, too. As you will realize, I have a lot of cases, so the depending on what color I'm using, that's where the case goes. So now we're going to do something else. Maybe we'll do something in Cupid Cuties. Color gel pens. I don't ever stray away from anything. Why am I missing one? Oh, I must have been using it for something. Where's my silver? I must have been using that pen for something. Pretty sure I have it somewhere in this pile of inequity. It's a platinum. Nice. But the reason why I'm putting the glitter in last is so I don't get it all over my hands. So anything you guys in particular would like to see in March me do maybe? Have I gotten all the stars? Just making sure that I did. That. I guess I know what we can work on next. So now I have a picture done. Yay! Okay, what do we do next? This I think this translates to Snow White. This is a smaller book, like Good Wives and Warriors. Yes, that's how big it is compared to this book. Just put it in perspective of this. That's how big it is. That's how small. It's small compared to that. Fairy Tale Special by Hannah Lynn. Or we do a beautiful picture in Erie. Fairy Tales Around the World. Miss Michelle is saying Snow White. Anybody have something else they might want to do? Nobody has an opinion. We're going to have a picture I want to do in this one. It's the autofocus that's making it hard. I'm not sure what fairy tale this is. Does anybody know what fairy tale this is? I have no idea what fairy tale this is. I can't help that. I don't know why all of a sudden, whenever I do it, it autofocuses. I know this is Princess and the Pea, I think, or Snow White. It might be Snow White. I don't know why it's glitchy. It just does that. So let's see what you guys would want. She wants Snow White. I've done some roses in this one. The paper in this is weird. Like certain pencils it loves, other pencils it hates. I don't even know what language this is. Can someone tell me what language is that? Makolo spelinem twa prospe oto serse schniecki. Does anybody know what language that is? Because I have no idea what language this is. I think it's Polish, Russian, or maybe even Slavic. German? Sure knew what it was. I don't even remember where I got this book from. That's the funny thing. It's one of those books that you're like, where on earth did you find it? You know, we always find books in the weird places. I do anyway. I have a habit of finding the weirdest things when I'm not looking for them. Hold on, let me get the volume paper. I did this book, I have to put volume in it. Yeah, if you use Christmas in Erie's books, a trick that someone showed me is use vellum paper in between the paper, so you don't get the marks all over the book. Someone was telling me to do this with my pages, so I wouldn't get them all screwed up. So I think we'll do the house. We'll do some stonework. This has pretty browns in it. It really does have some nice browns in this. I like Erie's work, but I think I like this book a lot better than I like the. Now I always like Erie's books when they come out. You're always like, oh yes. You know, I found out that this woman who I have a dragon book by actually came out with a lot more books. She has an animal book, a magic book. I was like, wait a minute, when did she come out with all of these books? Because I don't even remember any of these books being advertised. So this is a what is this? Burnt ochre. Oh no, that's terrible, Robin. So your daughter and all of your your grandchildren have COVID? Oh. What a terrible thing. I don't know why it's auto-focusing. 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 I don't know why it's It should not be autofocusing. Thank you, Adam G. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. So, would you guys like me to do a Deborah Mueller next from the new book, Cupid Cuties? I know I said it's fairy tale, but maybe we could do something for Valentine's Day. Or maybe even the Hannah Lynn Whimsy Girls celebrate the occasions if there's a Valentine's Day one in there. I think I've completed one page in this book. I have another that I'm working on. And I'm still viewing completed pages videos, actually. Yeah, I go and I try to look at everybody's completed pages videos as soon as they come out. Some people do like 3 months in a row because they don't have enough to make 1 month, but they do it quarterly. No, when I was putting away the books, I saw the Disney books, and I'm like, why not color in the Disney books? Because it's fun to do Disney, and a lot of us have at least 1 or 2 Disney books. I kept that book because I remember when I got the book, it was really hard. This one too. It was like right after she released one, then she came right out with another one. I was like, I went through a lot of effort to get this book because twice I bought it, and 2 times they said they couldn't ship it to my address. So I was like, they refunded me the money, of course. The 3rd time was the charm. Sometimes that happens. So with overseas stuff. So this is why you only go to sellers you trust. First time I went to a new seller and that didn't work out. Second time I had the same issue with the other seller. So I was like, okay, maybe when this person has it, and a week later the other person that I usually buy from had it. So now you usually have 1 of 4 options to buy the Asian coloring books. One way to get it is Amazon Japan, if they have it in stock. The other 2 places on Etsy to get it, you go to Etsy. The other 2 places on Etsy are usually Cool Craft Book, which is Moon, or June at 70 East Books. Now, their books are a little bit higher price, but they are very good as far as shipping and packaging. And June and Moon always pack their books so wonderfully. Now, the 4th place to get it is AliExpress. To get your Japanese, your Asian coloring books, Chinese, Korean books. I just prefer going to 70 East Books or Cool Craft Book. Even though they're more money than AliExpress, I have a much better experience with them. Because anytime I've bought out at AliExpress, I've had a really, I wouldn't say horrible experience, but I would not say I've had a great experience. So we're only going to be on for about 11 more minutes. We're going to make it an hour stream today. So I am a little disappointed that I didn't get what I was expecting to get in the mail today, but they're holding up my mail tremendously. Everything is coming really slowly. But you know what? It's like, Plus, I probably will either start. I don't know which kind of painting I'm going to start. Hold on, maybe Robin will help me decide. Now, this one is from Dreamer Designs. I've never had a canvas from Dreamer Designs before, so this is one of 2 canvases I own by them. This one is this is not working. Now, this is what is this, Patio for 2? This has a lot of colors in it. This is, what is this? 60 by 60, which means it's a perfect square canvas. I don't know if they're squares or rounds. Same thing for this one. This is a new company called Crystal Art Canvases, and they are a company, but most of their canvases are rhinestones. And this is a 50 by 70. So I don't know what I would rather start, but I'm probably thinking I'm probably going to start the 50 by 70 just because, or the 60 by 60, because it'll be a perfectly round canvas. And I've put the Pegasus on hold for now. Now I do the smaller canvases here. I also got a new light board that's A2. Really? That's not true. I don't think there's anybody 116 years old. Not that I know of. Really? Wow. The oldest person to survive COVID is 116 years old. Wow. Okay. What is this one? What pencils are these? Sometimes you don't remember what pencils are in which set because you have so many of them. Brown, Crayola. I don't care what brand it is. I'll use whatever I have available. We'll use that as the stones. But I found that if you put vellum paper in between your paper, especially the paper in Erie's books, you don't get the bleed through. Yeah. Oh, that's a log he's sitting on. I didn't realize this was a log that he was sitting on. I thought it was a water thing he was sitting on. So. These are Crayolas. These got brought back out for Crayola month, and I guess I never put them back in. But I use many different pencils. There's nothing wrong with using Crayolas if that's what you have. I've seen people do beautiful work with Crayolas and some more of the budget-friendly pencils like Artezas and like now there's so many budget-friendly pencils like, you know, the Star Joy slash the 120 Star Joys, the Buff Funners, the Colors, the Artezas. What else is a budget-friendly pencil? The Schriffer Farbens. The King Art pencils. You know, when I color in whatever I find. You know, some pictures are marker based, some pictures are pencil based. Like when I go into things like the Erie book, the Disney book, then I use more like the pencils like this. But when I'm using like the Create Space paper, I find that markers work really well in those books because, you know, that pencils don't. Or if I'm using the Color It, I prefer to use in the Color It books, I prefer to use my markers. So do you guys want to see me color a picture from Cupid Cuties next time? Or do we continue this picture? Because Valentine's Day is coming up, so remember that. So I think we'll do Cupid Cuties next time. But remember, next month you guys can choose. You guys get to choose what we color for one stream. So think about which books you would like me to do. I pretty much have almost a lot of books. There are some books I don't have. So if I don't have it, I don't have it. You know. And it's not because it's not good. Like I don't have any Coleridge Wild books. Not because I don't. It's just not something I do. I don't have any Tim Jeff books. So. And it's not because I think his work is beautiful. It just doesn't interest me. I Daydream. I have that one. But I have the paperback, not the hardcover, Michelle. That would be Marcus. So she's thinking I Daydream. We could do one in Creative Haven and Rose Windows if you guys like that. I know a lot of people like that book. I like coloring in that book. That's a really fun one to do. You know, next month is going to try and be meet your prompts. You know, I came up with 20 ideas. I probably will not finish all of them. I have all the Johanna Basford ones, except for How to Draw Inky Wonderlands, and I don't have the 2021 calendar. So that's something I don't have. I don't have How to Draw Inky Wonderlands, and I don't have the calendar. Yes, Johanna Basford came up with a 2021 calendar. Remember, we also have things like the Hannah Carlson books. I have Clara Makova. A lot of Clara Makova. We could do a Clara Makova one if that strikes your fancy. We have plenty of mermaid books. I have a lot of fairy books too, so. About that. We can color this gray too. We want the bottom of it. Horace Gold. I always have a few books that I like to color in. And then I'm like, everything gets deeper with these. This is Harvest Gold. Like a yellowish brown. It's like almost like a yellow ochre in my thing. Welcome back, Miss Robin. I thought we were going to be done after this, but I'm like, now I want to color more of this picture. You know, sometimes a picture, you pick a picture thinking, oh, it's going to be simple. Nothing I do is ever simple. Well, now, don't you hate when your phone makes all those noises like beep, beep, and it rings, and then you get notifications, and the sound of the notification is annoying. Like, We can make that gray, and we can make this a light brown. Also, guys, be careful. There's scams going around right now too, saying, "Oh, this is the FBI," and it's really not the FBI. These are people trying to scheme you out of your money. So don't. If someone says they're from the FBI, they're not from the FBI, because if they really were from the FBI, they wouldn't call you. They would just come into your house. So don't fall for that scam. But see, this paper is very different because this is an Asian coloring book. That was an American book. I think it was the first Disney book I ever bought, because I think it was, what was it, Disney month when I bought my first Disney book? And I wanted to participate in the color along, and I didn't have a Disney book, so that's why I got it at the time. And it seems to have come in handy during the years whenever there's like Disney challenges. I even remember a few years ago, people even had Star Wars. Yes, and Star Wars counts as Disney. Because I think there was a Star Wars coloring book that Disney put out a few years ago. Not this was way before Grogu came along. With Yoda on the cover. Who remembers that book? The Art of Star Wars, I think it was. Actually, there's a place where you can claim lost funds. Yeah, there's actually a thing, guys, where if you think it's very rare, but it does happen. I did find money once through this thing. There's a thing where these government agencies can help you find lost money that you're owed. I did it many years ago, and I got a check for like, I think what was it, like $100 something. So it wasn't a lot of money. Christmas. 20% French gray. These are where the Christmas are. Christmas, 20% French gray. I've never used the color. I've used it once or twice. Then we'll do the house back in this color. %, French gray. And that's what we're doing the house today. Who here saw the flip through a fragile world? Wasn't that book beautiful? Fragile World. Oh, Kirby's really outdone himself again. I'm so envious of the people in England who get to have that book released already. We here in America gotta wait till March for that book. All his books are outstanding, Kim. Unfortunately, because Sammy was doing a live stream, I saw the book, so I was like, and I'm envious of the people who got Luna early too. That's the new Maria Troll book. I'm like, I want that book. Would you guys mind if we colored from Dromery's too? I know it's a Maria Troll book. It's not really an English fairy tale. I love this little swordfish. The only thing that I don't like is sometimes that it gets stuck in the back. When it gets stuck in the back, you have to unscrew this thing, which makes it easy. You know how many books I have that I haven't touched? My whole goal is next month to do, I have a list of things to do. And I'm going to write these down on computer things and then print out them. Like I wrote them down here, but I'm going to write them back into the Word program so I can remember them. So then if I lose them, I will always have that. I'm not really going to do too many hashtags this year because I'm not going to do too many what I feel is color alongs, except the ones that I really like this month and September are the only ones that I'm committing myself to this year. But that changes throughout the year, so plans change. Now I'm going to have to change the title of this when this stream, after the stream uploads to the regular YouTube, it's going to have to change again. That's okay. I've seen people color from Luna and I'm already like, But the other book that I'm really looking forward is to Johanna's new one, Worlds of Wonder. That one looks sensational. Who here follows Johanna Basford on Facebook? Because she gives lives on her Facebook Live a lot lately. So she talks a lot about different methods and how to get different effects on her channel and all kinds of things on her channel. Like she talks a lot about different products too, and like, how you can use your hand to create different looks, the pressures and things like that. So just fun things. Sometimes she actually will draw a picture on her lives and then color it on her lives. So and the trick to big pictures with lots of details I have found is that just do it section at a time. Or do what you can and then go back to it when you feel up to it again. Don't rush yourself to do big pictures with lots of little lines. I like pictures that are more, sometimes they look like this. Erie has a style where you can do the pictures. They can be like nature pictures, but they can also be like people pictures. Okay. Oh, I like that. This is another luminance pencil. I took them out for a reason. I'm kind of glad now that I took them out. I have a nice color payoff. Oh no. I know this year's been hard for you, Kim. Last year was hard for you. This is cobalt green. We'll go 14 more minutes and then we'll have an hour and a half. I think after we do the trees. You guys know that I'm a heavy-handed colorist, so I do what's called straight coloring. I don't do a lot of blending unless I'm doing skin tone, but then that's different because I have to layer. Now, some people go dark to light. And with the way that I color, you would think that I would go dark to light, but I prefer going light to dark because then I can build on the colors easier. Anyway, that's me. I know some people can do dark to light and they do a fabulous job doing that, but I've never been able to do that with method. When someone asks me, well, where do you get singles of different things for art supplies? Well, Dick Blick is one place. Jerry's Art Ram is another place. What's the other place that sells internationally? That's called Jet Art or something. Pens, Cold Pens. Cold Pens is another place if you're international. This is the Erie book, Around the World Fairy Tales. We finished the Disney one, so we went to this book. And before I went on, I fixed the camera and it's still doing the autofocus, meaning I have to investigate why it's all of a sudden doing autofocus. It wasn't doing this before. This is Cobalt Green. Erie is always fun to do. I love Erie. I wish that the page I could work faster in Erie. But with Erie, sometimes I have to take my time. But the pictures like Kirby but Kirby is different because Kirby has so many intricate lines. A lot of his pictures, and that's what makes them so wonderful and fabulous. And I think the princess book, the one that we just colored, the one that I have, the princess coloring book, I think that was enabled by Kate of Kate's Color in Heaven. I do not have the Thomas Kincaid book. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the Thomas Kincaid Disney coloring books are beautiful, but I don't have the patience to do 2-page panoramas in the giant poster book. And I would be very tempted to make the pictures look like the first Thomas Kincaid book. I'd be very tempted to make the pictures try and look exactly like them. And I know I wouldn't be able to succeed at doing them exactly like that. You know, I would have too much temptation to do that. Do you guys know the original title of Jerome Reese? You know, Jerome Reese is actually Vivi Needs a Friend. Actually, Jerome Reese is the Dutch version of Vivi Needs a Friend. Yeah, that's the actual first title because that book was so popular, it sold out. So then when they made Jerome Reese, they just reprinted it as Jerome Reese. and put it in a hardcover. So now you got the green in there. Isn't that a pretty green? We can make this different shades of green too. You do. Which version do you like better? The hardcover? And then we're going to finish up this tree. And we'll be done. Oh, this is definitely eating up my luminance. I can tell these pencils, this paper likes my luminance. It's eating it up. So with the Tomislav Talbot, do you have the original versions of those books? I heard he might be coming out with a third one. Tomislav Talbot. I know a couple of people are coming out with new books soon. But I heard Tomislav Tomic, who does what are the books? Villain Son. Oh, what is the other one book? Oh, I'm trying to remember the name of his two books. Villain Son, which is Fairyland. It translates to Fairyland, and then the other one called Dreamland. Why can't I remember the name of Tomaszak's other book? And it's a really famous book. Yeah, I had to get the second copy of the first book that he ever had because the first one had been so popular it sold out. That first book is amazing. The second one I was a little disappointed because it had less pages. No less that and more intricate, but I heard Tomislav Tomic is coming out with another book. I was like, really? His books are lovely, so he's coming out with another one. Lenka Filenko, who you guys may not be familiar with, but Coloring Queen. What is his book's name? Dromenwenger. This is the Dutch version of the first book, which was called Villa Something. And then this is the second book, Villain Son. But his first book sold out so fast, but it was originally printed as, what was it originally? See? I remember this because I wrote down what colors I was using. Zemlya Nova. That was the original title of the book. Zemlya Nova was the title of the original book. Zemlya Nova was the original title of the book. I don't know why I didn't remember that. But that was the original title of Tomislav's first book, which was like a big hit. How could I not have remembered that title? But there's a rumor that he's working on a third book as we speak. So that sounds really nice. Well, then, she can also set up an Etsy store and then sell pages digitally to see if she might like a coloring book. You could test the waters on Etsy to see how people would respond to it as a test before she actually prints the book, to see how people would like it. I know that some people do that. They sell pages on Etsy. They don't actually have books. They just have pages of books in there. See, what I like about this in the Swordfish, a lot of pencil sharpeners cannot handle the thickness of the luminance pencil. Yeah, that's like, it's weird. A lot of the sharpeners don't like these pencils to sharpen the luminance. Also, if you're going to get pastel pencils, not the Holbein pencils, but if you're going to get any other pastel pencils, make sure you get one that's made specifically for pastel pencils because they don't sharpen well in things like my Swordfish and things like that. I have found that I need to get a separate sharpener for that because when I sharpen the Stabilos, they do not work very well in this. I have to use the other one. I have to use one like this. See, this is what I use to sharpen the Stabilo pastel pencils. So when you order them, they are ones that are specifically made for pastels. Pencils. So this is what we're going to end on. This really likes my pen. This really likes it. I've never seen anything like my luminance like this. It seems to absorb it very well. So this is what we're going to finish off on today. So is there a difference? Because they're chalk, not wax. Thank you. I didn't know that. Well, I'll have to keep that in mind. So this is where we're going to end, guys. So we did finish the Disney one. So I'm going to bring that back out so you guys can see that we did finish the Disney one. Took us 2 streams. And keep knocking everything down, which is not my intention to knock everything down from where it is. So we did this one. We finished this one. I did not do a background because I felt that it did not need a background. Now, some people will say, well, you really should put a background in it. But I'm like thinking, no, I don't need to put a background because, number one, I'm the boss and I've decided that I don't want to put a background. Number 2, I think it has enough detail. So this is what we did in our Disney princesses. So then we started this one on Erie. So hopefully next time we stream, we'll either stream from this book or we'll stream from probably Cupid Cutie since it's going to be Valentine's Day soon. So bye, everybody.